everybody! So, today I'm going to be telling you some of my favorite abilities of vampires that, just have kind of faded into obscurity over the years, and I'm very upset about it. Like, sincerely upset. It's a tragedy. It's a fucking tragedy. However, while I'm doing this, I'm also going to be, taking off my makeup because I tried out some of my fake blood that I got, and it's sticky, and I love it. I already did most of this video, but then I realized that my fan was on and that was going to ruin the audio quality because that's happened several times. So I'm talking generally about the different abilities or facets of vampirism that I feel like could be better utilized in media or has been downright forgotten. Number 1 is shape-shifting. Now I know, we all are familiar with, Dracula turning into a bat. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about instances in which the vampire can transform into more unexpected creatures. The bat is traditional and a little bit cliche at this point, so I feel like we could utilize other animals. In the novella Carmilla, the main vampire, she transforms into a cat multiple times, although she's more of a shadow than a cat, but still. Let vampires shapeshift into other kinds of animals. Please. It's fun and it adds a little bit of, aesthetic flair. And there's no reason that, your vampire can't shapeshift into what kind of animal they want. Another thing is how vampires turn into vampires. Now, I have absolutely no problem with the blood swap and then murder. But it happens a lot. Then you have Twilight vampires who are like snakes and they're venomous, and that's just weird. At least in Carmilla, which I referenced before, the way that somebody turned into a vampire was not anything to do with the actual blood swap. Kind of. Essentially, the longer a vampire fed on a certain human, that human's condition would eventually deteriorate until they became a vampire themselves. Which, particularly for romance vampires, which I'm not a fan of, I feel like this could be a great moment for just angst. So use it, that's my advice. And also, this is just a little thing to note, oftentimes vampires in literature historically have been meant to represent the fear of the unknown. Now in Carmilla, this was the fear of homosexuality. In other media, it was the fear of foreigners. And of course, vampires are always a great metaphor for classism. Am I saying that you need to make your vampires a metaphor? Not necessarily, but it's a good option. It has literary impact is all I'm saying. Number 3, and that is that why are your vampires turning into weird creatures? I have a question with that, because the whole point of a vampire is they're supposed to be beautiful and very human looking so that they lure you in and then kill you. That's the terrifying part. So the fact that we have to make them look like monsters is a little bit defeating the purpose, weird. Choose your adjective. Because honestly, the scariest things are the things that you don't see coming. So the fact that you feel the need to be like, oh no, whenever they're hungry or they're about to bite somebody, they turn all monstrous looking. That is one thing that Twilight got right, unfortunately.
Twilight fans, I am simultaneously very sorry and very not. You know what this series is.
Just let your vampires be pretty. That's half the fucking point. Hey, number 4. The having to be invited in. Amazing. Love it. Live for it. Why? Because, as a human, that means that you have to be careful as to what vampires you invite into your home. Particularly because vampires in media have a tendency to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between good and evil like it's a game of table tennis. Really. So I feel like that's kind of an interesting thing to watch, particularly when you can't undo it. You either have to figure out how to turn that vampire good, or kill them, or they kill you. Now, the classic Buffy, they invented like magic spells to get rid of this, which I feel like is a cheat. But then again, you know, the alternative is what the Vampire Diaries did, which is just kill a lot of people. Pick your poison. Number 5, vampires burning in the sun. Oh my gosh, why do we make excuses for them not to burn in the sun? Like, I get it. You want to do your vampire TV show or vampire movie during the day, but the sun is kind of the whole point. If it was that easy to just be like, oh no, I can go outside, it just has to be on a cloudy day, or I have to have some magic to protect me, then what's so bad about being a vampire? Get your friends to donate their blood and then you can just live a normal life, and that's just boring. I feel like not being able to go outside is kind of the main thing that you don't want to be a vampire for, because there are workarounds for the blood thing. There are not workarounds for the sunlight thing. So if you take away the fact that they will burn to death in sunlight, you've taken away the worst part about being a vampire. Unless you're a night owl like me. Like I said, there are workarounds to the blood thing. You can, you know, have your friends donate blood, or you could, like, you know, steal from a blood bank, which everybody uses, but you can't steal from blood banks because that's really, really bad. Like, that will cause a whole crisis. I'm getting off topic. But furthermore, like, you could just embrace the fact and kill people, which a lot of vampires do apparently. And hey, while we're at it, garlic. Garlic should be a weakness that people capitalize on more. Maybe it doesn't, like, kill vampires, but man, you could at least have it be harmful in some way. Like, okay, so maybe it doesn't hurt the vampire physically, however, maybe it just smells incredibly repulsive, so the vampire won't drink the blood of anybody that, like, has garlic breath. Ignore that. That was stupid. You say it's stupid like you didn't write that into one of your vampire stories. Yeah, but they don't need to know that. I thought it was really funny. Kidding, kidding. And while we're at it, here is one thing I think we can absolutely strike from vampires because it's boring and nobody uses it. And that is Christian iconography and holy water hurts vampires. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's a relic of the past, and I'm not here for it. I'm not. So what, you're saying all vampires have to be atheists? I think that the Christian iconography hurting vampires would be really interesting for a vampire who is very faithful to, you know, God, but otherwise, I just don't feel like it's necessary. It brings religion into something that I feel like nowadays should not be religious. I feel like it should be secular nowadays. However, it's important to note that vampires' origins was not secular. Like I said, vampires originally represented fear of the unknown, meaning foreigners, meaning other religions, meaning, you know, homosexuality. I'm not kidding, I actually wrote an entire college paper about how vampirism related to homosexuality because it was the only thing I could find sources for, and I wrote it all at 7 a.m. and I got an A. I pulled an all-nighter for that. Moving on. So if there's anything that you think I forgot, please drop it in the comments. And while you're at it, drop some of your favorite vampire books, TV shows, movies, whatever. I want to see it. Please. Bonus points if they're evil horror vampires. Please. I live for it. I love it. I will thank you. So, that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to like it so I know you enjoyed it. Comment if you have something to say. And subscribe and ring that bell to keep up with all my endeavors into makeup, gaming, and general geekery. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.